Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is another very special video because I have the absolute pleasure of doing yet another collab with one of my friends here on YouTube. And that amazing person is Anya Stamper, otherwise known as Pink Sweets. Anya is a wonderful person. She is beautiful, she is funny, she's so talented. She does the most amazing bold looks on her channel, and I love watching her because I love her when she does her get ready with me's. She shares and she talks, and it's like sitting down with your friend and just having a conversation. She and I both have a love of several things together. We both love scented makeup, and we both have a huge love of animals. We talk about our fur babies all the time. So what we're going to be doing together is a collab on the new Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. Of course, I don't know if you were living under a rock, but she came out with the Vault, as she called it. You can see this shiny reflective packaging. We are only going to be doing one palette today, which is Bling Boss. I did buy all 4 palettes. I had to buy them individually because the Vault was sold out. I'm going to be giving you some information on this palette and some of the drama surrounding this palette, and then I'm going to be doing a look with it. I'm so excited to see Anya's look that she does. I cannot wait for me to finish and for the video to go up and for me to go watch hers because I can't wait to see it. So a little bit about this. So this, I ordered this from Ulta. Both Ulta and Morphe were out of the Vault, which is all 4 of them, where you could have saved some money if you bought all 4 of them. I had to pay $15 each, which is what they are individually, so I paid $60 for all 4 palettes. I had to wait over 2 weeks from Ulta for this to be delivered. I do not know why. Ulta usually takes a while, but never 2 weeks. That was quite long. They came packaged quite well, but now listen for a second. Do you hear how it bounces around in the packaging? The reason for that is because the palette came wrapped or contained in bubble wrap to secure it and prevent it from breaking, which I loved. But now that, because I like to keep them in their packaging, now it bounces around and everything. Is it a big deal? No, definitely not. Just thought I'd mention it. So the outside of the package does look identical to the inside. Now before, not the inside of this, I meant the package itself of the eyeshadows. Now before I go into it, let me just mention really briefly, not to talk about the drama, just to talk about the issues that are going on and were going on with this palette. So originally it was supposed to launch in June, and then it was pulled because of inconsistencies in the product according to the influencers that were reviewing it. Jaclyn Hill and Morphe pulled the palettes, but then miraculously, I think somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks later, they were supposedly revamped and reformulated. Maybe not. She actually said that they were repressed because she stated that it was a pressing issue with some of the eyeshadows. It wasn't with every palette as far as I know, but certain ones. I believe the Dark Magic and maybe Armed and Gorgeous. We are doing Bling Boss today, which is the purple palette. I don't remember if there were any issues with that palette or not. So supposedly first the palettes were destroyed, then she retracted and said that the palettes were actually quarantined. Some people are saying they got the old palettes in Ulta, and so there was some controversy about there being a V2 on the back of some palettes and the original palettes didn't have it. There's so much controversy revolving around these palettes that, I mean, it's a makeup palette, it's an eyeshadow palette, it's a $15 eyeshadow palette. Why there's so much stuff going on surrounding it, I have no idea. Again, it's not a $115 eyeshadow palette, it's $15. Should you expect an eyeshadow palette to perform well? Yes. But I'll say it again. It's $15. So my expectations are here. And we'll see if they get elevated to here or if the hype and the controversy are correct. So it does come in its typical cardboard packaging, which is white, which will get dirty. Be forewarned, it is not the most horrible thing in the world. It does, whoops, aside from the plastic safety seal, no, safety, whatever you want to call it, it does come with a nice size mirror, which, you know, I could see myself using. It doesn't bother me. And then here are the colors. The colors are actually beautiful. I have played with the other palettes because I plan on doing a review with all 4 palettes, and I like to try them out first so I can give you some more information. I like doing first impressions, but sometimes in a first impression you can't use all the colors and you can't give accurate, thorough advice or an opinion. So in this palette there are 16 grams of total product. That means that each pan has 1.33 grams of product, which is pretty good. I'm not complaining about it. I don't care that there's not a lot because it is so hard. I have a lot of eyeshadows and I would prefer there to be less in there for a reasonable price because panning them is so very difficult unless you use it every day and you have one palette. I do not, so that's why. Again, the colors are beautiful, beautiful. They are a mix of mattes and shimmers in here of varying degrees. I have not tried this one on my eyes yet. I have felt them and touched them anyway. It is nice that they do have the names on here, so as I'm talking about them, I do not have to jump through hoops to try to figure out what they are. I'm going to do some swatches for you. I can't do the full swatch that I would like to do because I have a tight shirt on and don't have enough arm space. I'm going to do probably 3 of them at a time, but I will do them quickly so you will not, I'll do the cuts so you won't have to sit through that. One of the biggest controversies was about how these shadows swatched. They swatched pretty darn well for me. Maybe the second matte is a little... Maybe the second matte is a little weird, but these shimmers did swatch quite well. The first one is Bling Bling, then we have Hush Hush, and then we have Gem, which is a gorgeous purple color, which I will most definitely be using today. Next 3 we have is Pizzazz, Mystic, and Sparks. All 3 of those swatched beautifully. The mattes actually do feel quite creamy, which is one of the things that Jaclyn had talked about. By the way, as usual, I apologize for the loud TVs that are literally a floor away that you can still hear. And of course, another neighbor is throwing a very loud party. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. Yes, I know, I'm filming again at 10 o'clock at night. Whatever, but I'm not going to be able to sleep with that noise going on, so we're just going to keep smiling and pretend that, yeah, okay. Next up, we have Glitz and Glam, Rockstar, and this last one is Ballsy, which I think is just an unnecessarily name for an eyeshadow. Again, pretty nice. I like them. This last one is called Berry, B-E-R-R-Y, Treasure. And in the pan, it actually looks maroon, kind of, with a purple shift, yet on my arm in the swatch, it almost looks like a glittery black. So I don't know, we're going to see how it performs on the eyes. Now, typically if I were to pull out this palette, I do prefer a bone shadow to place all over the lid, and I do prefer a lighter transition color to work with, but I am just going to work with this palette and I'm going to see what I could come up with if you just had this palette to be able to work with. I'm going to take my standard fluffy Wet n Wild brush and I'm going to go into Hush Hush, and I'm going to use that as my transition because I put concealer on my eyelids. I think that has acted as a nice base. I hope. Oh, my brush wasn't dry enough. I just used the dry brush cleaner and I got a little bit of wet in here, so hopefully that I'm not going to get hard pan with it. The biggest issues, sorry, my memory card got full, and I just realized that the door is definitely in the way. Between the noise and the filming space. Okay, so as I was saying, the biggest issue with these shadows was supposedly their blendability. I know no one's getting murdered in the background, that's the very loud TV. Which I think actually on TV someone is actually getting murdered, but you know, whatever. The shadows are very pigmented, as I've discovered with the other palettes that I've tried. This is going on beautifully in my opinion. Oh, don't mind the hair, by the way. I just dyed it and it's still sopping wet. I need a vacation, guys. I haven't had a vacation in 8 years. I really need a vacation. I'm starting to get cranky, and that's not a good thing. But I'm not a complainer. I really don't usually complain. So that is Hush Hush. I am just going to Hush Hush. Yes, that would be wonderful. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. Blends out really nicely. I am going to be going bold with my colors, so actually for my crease color, I'm going to use Sparks. Taking my favorite Morphe 330 brush, which is really great. Now this one has a little bit of kick up, just so you know. Placing. Wow, pigment. I am keeping this one lower than the Hush Hush. That is a gorgeous, intense color. There is no issue with blending on my eye whatsoever. Going back in, place. I'm going to go back into Hush Hush again and go right above. I think that's coming along really nicely. I also just wanted to take a moment and mention about this palette. Anya mentioned to me that if you want to purchase these palettes, if you go onto the Morphe website, if you enter the code Adopt Love, you can save 10%, which they donate to an animal shelter. Now, I wanted to find out more about this, so I tried to do some research online, and I also emailed Morphe about 5 days ago and asked and inquired about the code and what they donate to and what they do. I have not gotten a response. I'm going to try to email them again. If I don't hear from them, I'm going to try to reach out to them on social media. Unfortunately, I tried to research online just in general to find it, and I couldn't. So I'm hoping that it is true that they do donate to a cause, but I would like to find out more about it so I can talk more about it and talk about it intelligently. So I'm a little disappointed that they have not emailed me back. I am going to go into Mystic here with the Clean M330. Oh, and this one's a little too wet yet. Same problem. Let's try a different brush. I'm going to take my NYX. Again, another beautifully pigmented color. Just taking this brush, I think this is an SL Miss Glam brush by the Charms, and I am just going to blend out a little bit. I have to put this purple on my eyelid. That is the color Gem. Wow. It is applying beautifully with my fingertips. I'm going to take a smaller, more precise brush and get into the corners. Even with the dry brush, it is going on really nicely. I have to try this Berry Treasure also on the outer corner. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Going back in for a blend. Let's add some lightness onto the lids with Ballsy. Just right in the center. Taking my small brush, I am going to go into Pizzazz. And I'm actually going to take an even smaller brush, and I'm going to take that berry color and go underneath again. This is way too stiff, but I'm going to make it work. Now normally I would put a highlighter color on my brow bone, which I will probably do off camera. I'm going to use my highlight, but I do want to try something for the inner corner, and I'm going to go into Bling Bling and see how that works. Okay, my friends, that is the look. I am going to go put on some eyeliner and mascara, no false lashes, because I'm going to bed after this. Well, I'm going to try to go to bed with the multitudes of noise, but I don't feel like spending the time 20 minutes putting on lashes and then having to just take them off. So let me go do that, and I'll return in a minute. Hi everybody, I am back, and I did finish off my look, and I have to tell you, I am really thrilled with it. I think this palette is gorgeous. I used quite a bit of colors, and I just stuffed my fingers in them. I think the only colors that I didn't use maybe was Glitz and Glam. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I used almost every color in this palette, and I absolutely love it. So I'm not sure what some people are talking about. Said maybe there were bad palettes. I'm really not sure. So if you're wondering what I used to complete the rest of my look, I do have the Stila Gel Inked Cushion Eyeliner. I just got this and one of my hauls not too long ago. I like it, but you have to get used to it. You can't use a pencil eyeliner brush to use it. You have to use a more stiff eyeshadow brush because it's a wet. It's got a cushion inside, and the product is extremely wet, so I find myself stamping it on instead of trying to draw a line, and I find that that works best. I'm also wearing I just can't stay away from these Oprah highlighters. I have 20 other ones, but I keep going back to Oprah, and the first one that I grabbed, because it has a pinky undertone, is the Glazed Donut, so that is what I am wearing for highlighter. And on my lips, I am wearing the an ABH lipstick, and this is in the color Lovely. My only issue with this is it does accentuate the lines in my lips and everything, and it does feel a little dry. But, you know, I try to use everything up. So, what are my final thoughts on this palette? I like it. I'm going to continue to use it, and I love the look that came out with it, and I cannot wait to see what Anya did. I'm wondering, because we have such similar tastes in makeup and colors, we both enjoy bold colors, I will be very curious to see if she did the same look on her eyes, so I cannot wait. Of course, I am going to link Anya's video down below, and I do hope that you go and check her out, because she is such a wonderful and such supportive person. she believes, like I do, in supporting other smaller channels, because we are the ones, we have to stick together and we have to support each other, and she believes in that just as much. So this was so fun. I am so happy to do my third collab with another one of my wonderful friends that I have made here. As I said, I can't wait to go see her video, and I really do hope that you go check her out as well. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you didn't mind the multitude of noises that occur all around me. They bother me. Hopefully they did not bother you, but as usual, it is actually a Saturday night, so I hope you are enjoying your Saturday night. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful weekend wherever you are, and I'll see you guys very soon. Much love, what am I doing with my hand? Much love, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.